I don't want to argue with you because you always think that you're right.
In that process, you discover the things that you love doing.
Because I hate pushing people to do things they don't like.
It is that very special time of the week for us to do our 5 questions with you guys. You asked us 5 questions on Instagram. We're gonna give you our answer and hopefully bring you some value. Are you ready, Nina?
Yeah.
She's ready?
Maybe.
Timo's ready?
Yeah.
Susanna's gonna come at some point and be jealous. Okay, let's go. First question. How to stay consistent?
I want to have sit-down dinner with you.
I mean, we've done that every day.
Since we started.
Yeah, since we started, but it's been a while. Pretty much every single day.
Make the time, having the schedule.
Yeah, schedule's
Put
the
it
answer.
into a schedule.
Yeah, you gotta put in your schedule. You need to create a schedule. If you have a schedule that you can stick to, you're much more likely to stick. Something that's feasible, even in picking the times, like, okay, what actually fits in our schedule? What is feasible? What makes sense? If you just have a bunch of ideas for what you want to do and it's never actually put in your calendar, you just have a bunch of hopes and dreams, but you'll never realize it. It's got to be in your calendar. If sitting down with Nina was at 5:30 for dinner was like, oh, really? There's something wrong with the plan, right? It's like maybe you shouldn't be doing that at all. So I think a lot of people are trying to stay consistent on things that they don't actually enjoy, and you should probably move on and do something else. So, do you actually want to be doing it? Is it actually good for you? Yes, great, keep going. No, move on, do something else. There's lots of things you could be doing that you'll find it way easier to stay consistent on and are better service to you. Okay, number 2, how do you navigate arguments or disagreements?
Talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Why? What's the value?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then put yourself on the other person's shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And how would you feel? How would you want to be treated?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, baby.
Those are all good answers. I like those answers. Those are good answers. So even, we had our nieces and nephews over on the weekend and thinking about how we would navigate issues with them. Like, if somebody does something, what's the reaction? Well, I would do it a certain way. Nina would do it a certain way.
Yeah, we would do it
And who's right? Well, there's no necessarily right or wrong, but it's understanding the thought process that goes behind it, so that maybe next time we react a different way. Yeah, and getting on the same page. I think the good thing is we don't have really any macro big problem fights or disagreements, Stuff we'll argue on is stupid. Yeah. There's nothing big. I mean, I think that's it. If you're fighting over the big things, and there might be a values difference between you. If you're fighting over the little stuff, then...
Or maybe just I don't want to argue with you because you always think that you're right.
Wow. There's a bomb. There's a bomb. Anyway, if you're fighting over the big things, that's a problem. If you're fighting over little things, it's just... Honestly, just perspective too, to realize, hey, this actually doesn't matter. This is kind of stupid what we're fighting over right now. Okay, number 3. How can you maintain your relationship and keep it strong and happy?
Surprise each other. I don't like to give surprises.
You don't like...
It's too much work.
Wait a minute. You just said surprise each other, but you don't like to give surprises.
I don't like giving surprises. But you always say surprise me. No, surprise you. But then it's like, too much work. What am I surprising you? I don't know.
I always say surprise me? Oh, that's okay. So like if you're going to a restaurant or something, say, what do you want from the restaurant? I say, surprise me. Okay. I don't know if that really counts as a surprise though. That's not like, man, I was thinking about you and I got this thing for you, or I did this really nice thing for you. That's more surprises.
That has to be on the spot. Like sometimes I do that.
So keep the relationship strong and happy.
Do stuff for each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like make them yummy meals. Bring them iced coffee.
Yeah, Nina did bring this iced coffee for me.
Because it's hot outside, 35 degrees. It's 35, I feel like hotter.
Americans won't know what that is, but it's hot.
90,
it's
95.
Hot. Yeah.
Almost 100.
I think spending time, do activities together, do things together, find ways to have fun. I mean, even this morning we were doing some acro yoga together, to show our niece And it's fun. Just
Make each other laugh.
make each other laugh. I'm
Yeah.
good at making Nina laugh.
Even though you look at me and laugh.
Okay. But do you laugh?
Yeah, I always
Perfect.
laugh.
See? Look at me, but don't laugh.
Look at your face.
Yeah, see? So you make each other laugh. I think that's important. I think little things, we talked about having dinner together. And it's not, the most insightful, deep conversations, but
Just be
not
present.
always. But yeah, being present. You have to fight for time for each other. So we, put into our calendar. We do our afternoon walk together. We do our dinner together. We spend time at night together. We spend time on the weekends together. We, morning, as soon as Nina wakes up, I stop whatever I'm doing to give her a hug. Like these little things that are easy to skip that I think make each other feel important. And then little habits, to help each other. I guess in the past 3 to 6 months is whoever goes to brush their teeth first puts the toothpaste on the other person's toothbrush and leaves it out for them.
Yeah.
So usually Nina does it in the morning and I do it in the evening.
Yeah.
Usually. So a little thing, like before I go and get my toothbrush ready, I take hers out and take off the cap and put the toothpaste on and leave it on the sink for her, and then I brush my teeth. And so when she comes in, she's already got her toothbrush ready to go. Like little things like that, I think are way, way, way more important than planning the once a year giant thing and then ignoring your partner for the rest of the year, right? I think that's where most people do is like, I got to do one crazy big thing. Like, no, that's not actually it. It's how you treat each other on a day-to-day basis and making the other person feel important. Okay, number 4, how important is money?
Pretty important.
Pretty important?
If you don't have money, you can't do much stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. How can you go out for a dinner, even though you can't go out for dinner? But how can you buy dinner? How can you go for a vacation? No, but money is important.
You didn't really have a lot of money though when we first met. I think money has to be in your top 5, but it's not number 1. I think if you're looking at relationship or business or life and you have money as your first, I think you're gonna have a lot of problems. But if you don't have money anywhere near the top, then you'll never have money. And I think you need money to, bare essentials. I think most people who are watching this have at least bare essentials. You have internet, you have a phone, you're not starving on the streets probably watching this video. But you want to do more. You want to have a better life, a more impactful life, be able to serve more people, and learning how to make money I think is important there. But I think one of the, money has never been something we fought over.
No.
But this is important because money is probably the number 1 thing people fight over. If not one of the top issues that couples fight over is money.
Yeah, we never fight over money.
So it also is like it's important, but it's not that important. I don't know. I'm trying to think what else I could say on that. I think it's interesting though. I think it's interesting that we don't really fight over money. Not that we have giant fights anyway, but money is not you spent that much on this? Oh my God, come on, what are you doing? No.
Well, in general, we don't really spend money. We don't really waste money.
I guess we both value money. I guess we both come from, I didn't have a lot of money growing up. And in my business, I had no money when I first started. So I was beans for lunch every day, kind of thing, making zero. We lived pretty humbly. The car is a little flashy. It's funny because I don't even care about cars. Yeah. That one's a little weird. But we lived pretty humbly, and if we had to go to zero, it's not the end of the world. If we had to start all over again, okay. We had to move in with my parents or her parents. We lost the place. I lost my business. We lost it all. I would suck, but it's okay, well, let's rebuild. Where a lot of people's lives, I think it's also good that, I met Nina before things started really taking off. I think it'd be a lot harder. I think if we weren't together and if I was single right now, I think it'd be a lot harder to know, is this person just interested in money? I think it'd be a lot. I think it'd be a lot harder.
I'm glad I met you before you
I
got
don't have to worry about that.
famous, okay?
Before we got, or the fame, before we got famous, like people didn't really know who I was.
Yeah.
Not that everybody knows who I am, but I think that was helpful. And also knowing it's not even like, oh my God, if I lose my business, I'm going to lose Nina too. That's not even on my thought process. We can get through stuff together. We're actually, I think, at our best when we're getting through stuff. Yeah. It's when there's nothing to get through that it's okay. Well, let's get back to work and do our thing. But when there's a crisis, we crush in the crisis. Okay, no, last one. I'm confused which career to choose. What's your advice?
Keep trying different industry to see what you like the most, and pick that one. Why?
That was cute how you ended it. I like it. Yeah, I mean, the number one rule for success is you have to love what you're doing. So if you don't love what you're doing, you have to go explore and try and taste. And the challenge for people is the thing that you want to do is probably you don't even know what you want to do yet. It's probably not what your parents did or what you studied in school. It's going to be something totally different.
I moved here, I'm immigrant here when I was 13 or 14. And then during the summer, the next year, not the first year, the second year, in the summer, I went to the sewing industry with my mom. Cut you know how when the Simmons, when they sew the clothes, they have like strings. So they hired like a couple people just to cut those like extra strings, extra threads. So I was doing that for 2 summers, I think. And then I stopped. And then my next job was, I think working at McDonald's. Yeah, McDonald's. Always like people always want to go work at McDonald's as students. I don't know why. So I went McDonald's, and then after McDonald's,
Costco.
No. I went to work as a hostess at a buffet. I think buffet.
Did you spill food on anybody?
No, I was hostess. The guiding people where to sit.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and then after the hostess, I went to work at a restaurant with my brother. My brother taught me how to be a waitress. So in the summer, I went to Ohio, worked at my mom's friend's daughter's restaurant for 2 summers.
That's a lot of restaurants.
Yeah. And then, but I wasn't a waitress. I was a front like cashier, but I was kind of like, but also looking over the restaurants while the manager.
We should open a restaurant.
While the owner's not there.
Believe Pizza. Mm.
And then when I came back, my uncle asked me, because I helped my uncle read a lot of like the letters, because he has a construction business. So I'm helping him. I helped him with his letter, reading his letter, explaining to him. He said, "Hey, why don't you come work for me, like a bookkeeper or something?" Mm. Yeah. And then he said, "Hey, why don't you go learn accounting?" And I wasn't really into accounting, but you know what? Before that, I do hospitality, hotel management. I missed a couple of things. I work in a hotel.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then he said, "Why don't you go learn accounting?" So, and then I did payroll and accounting. And then I went work in the payroll industry for like 6 years. And
what happened to Costco?
Oh yeah, I skipped that. While I was working for my uncle, I worked at Costco as a membership, like ask people to upgrade membership, and I hated that so much because I hate pushing people to do things they don't like.
Except me, except your husband.
You have to sell them why they have to upgrade their membership, and I hated that. So and then within Costco, I went to do a transfer to do auditor, like night shift auditor, and then the night shift was crazy, so I went back to school to do payroll, and then I started my payroll career, and then 6 years later, and I went to work for this guy. How many jobs? I don't know.
What I like about it is you gave one of your answer to this question was initially this really short, like 3-sentence answer.
Yeah.
And then you went on, maybe the longest Nina story you've ever told on this series.
I tried to cut it down already. That
was fun. Nina went on telling a story. It's good. We need more Nina stories.
Yeah, I went from so many careers.
So get some inspiration. In Nina doing it, she figured out what she liked and didn't. She knows she doesn't want to sell people
Oh yeah,
on
that was
memberships.
good.
Yeah, so you say yes, you taste, you explore, you try things, and in that process you discover the things that you love doing, and then you fight to try to find more time to do it, and just get as much exposure as you can to different ideas. And it doesn't have to be going and taking on a career yet. Just go volunteer somewhere for one day. Just take a part-time job somewhere, you know, for a summer, and just see how it feels. See if you like the work, if you like the people, if you want to do more, if you're curious about it, if you're excited to go back the next day, or you slowly start to hate your life, right? And the more exposure you get, the more you'll figure out what the thing is that you really want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like your story. That was a good story.
I still remember when I was in the States in the summer, because the owner likes me so much, and she said, "Oh, every summer when you come, the waitress, they got more tips, and then she will keep some to give it to me every day." So I make a lot of money that summer. Yeah.
I like it. Any other Nina story you want to share? Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, well that's today's video. You want to watch 5 more questions with Evan and Nina? Check the video right there next to us. I think you'll love it. Continue to believe. We'll see you there.